Greetings and salutations. Tonight I would like to talk about Mr. David Soper and Element Games and artist Opus brushes, which I have now got a handful of. All these three things are linked, by the way. I also want to tell you what I'm up to as well. So a week or two ago, Byron asked me. Byron works at Element Games, by the way. He asked me if I'd like to come to the David Soper workshop, and that was just massively generous of him. I had to say yeah. I absolutely had to say yeah. He literally gave me a gift there. Now I've never ever been on a painting course ever in my life. Now I couldn't do the full thing. I turned up on the Saturday night and I did the full Sunday afterwards. Now obviously I'm used to running my own courses. I'm used to running my own one-on-one private tuitional lessons and things like that. So this was an interesting experience for me, and I've got to say I really enjoyed it. Now I enjoyed it for two reasons. All right, one, it was just nice to be to have a break from being me. You know, that's one thing, because this generally what I end up doing is receiving compliments or teaching people, and I try and say that with as much humility as possible. You know, generally, you know, I have to. I'm generally the helper. Now, when I went to David Soper's class, you know, I get to just relax and learn from somebody better than me. You know, and it was great. You know, but the most interesting bit. This is the thing. All these videos that I make, I talk about start looking. I talk about the processes. I say start using your brain. I say I want you to think. All of a sudden I'm sat there, I'm listening to David Soper speak, and there's a man that all of a sudden he's talking my language. You know. Now we had a quick chat at Salute, and I you know, as he said, I got a feeling we're on the same wavelength back then. Now, I can't tell you how nice it was to actually hear somebody talk my language, though we'd never spoken that way before. You know, I'm sat there, I've got a big fat smile on my face, because it just confirms to me that these videos that I'm making, they're what you guys need. You need to stop and think and simplify. Stop buying things, yeah, and start looking at yourself. You know, it's the good workman thing, or it's the Indian, not the arrow. It's the sprinter, not the trainers he wears, or whatever it is you want to say. You know, put you in a Formula One car and get you to put your foot down, you're going to kill yourself. You know, it's you that needs to get better, not your equipment. You know, so I'm listening to David speaking and enjoying his course the next day. It was just a pleasure. So I have to say thank you to Byron and David for just letting me be there. Yeah, it was really nice. It was also nice to meet some of you guys as well, because I know some of you guys were there because I shared his event on the Facebook page. So yeah, really nice that. So thank you for being there and supporting David's event. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Now, at Salute, I got a couple of the artist Opus brushes, and while I was at Mr. Soper's event, Byron was kind enough to give me some of the ones I didn't have, and I've used mainly this 00. He also gave me some snazzy brush soap, which smells of what was it? Lemon and lime bergamot. Oh, lemon and lime is bergamot, isn't it? I don't know. Somebody correct me in the comments below, because y'all are know-it-alls. Yeah, brush soap. I very rarely use brush soap, though I've got loads of bars of it in my heavy metal, not heavy metal, these snazzy painting kits, but I rarely use brush soap, mainly because I clean my brush a lot. Big tip there, clean your brush a lot. You know, those things are like 12, 13 years old. I'm still using the brushes out of them. So yeah, the Artist Opus brushes, I was working on this guy using let's get some lamps over here. Yeah, I was working on this guy. Oh, you know. This lamp won't reach with it, so you guys can see it. Let's do it there. There we go. Yeah. So I was given one of these guys, and Dave went through all these techniques, which again was great because he's just demonstrating and talking my language. I can't tell you. He'll probably say, if you ask him, I was sat there with a weird smile on my face, just looking at him like that. It's fucking brilliant, because it's a breath of fresh air for me to not have to sit there and go on with myself. You know, to hear my own words coming out of someone else's mouth. Now, admittedly, his style, his result is a world away from me, and his choice of colours are a world away again. All the technical aspects are there, you know, and it weirdly coincided with this model that I've been painting. So probably over the last month in Macclesfield, I've been painting this guy, and basically I've got my style that I'm known for, but there's all a bunch of other things that I keep under wraps that people don't necessarily expect from me. Like, for example, when I did the I don't know if you've seen the non-metal metallic bronze Age of Sigmar shield that I did. I'll stick a picture up on my social medias and all that business. But yeah, I've been just branching out in different things. So a Nurgle warrior for me weirdly coincides with one of Dave's favourite subjects. But also I was using the pointillist stippling texture style approach anyway for this, whereas normally I'm very flat and clean, and that's how I like to be. But that doesn't mean I can't. So yeah, it was really nice to be able to take this along and then compare it in the flesh to a giant like David, and just go, right, where am I at, you know? And I just loved every minute of it, you know. And again, I'll probably get pictures of this guy up at some point. Although I've been keeping him under wraps. Again, there's no whips for this guy because I was just doing him in my own time, just purely for pleasure, not to promote anything or any of that business. So yeah, there you have it. If you get a chance to go and see Byron at Element Games, please do. I'll tell you what I was impressed with when I went down recently, that those guys on their painting tables, they actually have airbrushes you can use. What more could you want? You know, go down, learn how to use an airbrush. Just perfect, brilliant. You know, I'm sure they ask a small contribution, but it's like a couple of quid, something like that. The other great thing about the trip to Element was I got to find out a little bit more about the workings of Artist Opus. I went into Byron's office and I said, "What's that cup of brushes there for?" And he said, "Those are the ones we sort out individually by hand that are or are not good enough." And I was like, wow, you do? How many brushes? I mean, he's got boxes and boxes, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these brushes. And he said, literally, he individually goes through every brush, checking them all for the ones that are good enough to go out and the ones that aren't good enough to go out. That is an impressive thing to do, you know. So that says something. The fact that you get brush soap as well says something, you know. So all in all, get involved, you know. Go and say hi to David, go say hi to Element Games, check out the Artist Opus brushes, see if they're your thing. I have done another talk about them in another video earlier on. I'll give you a quick rundown. Now, these are softer than a brush that I'm used to. The point on them So the lead hair is proper pointy. So like I get that race car analogy earlier on. The point is so pointy that if your eyesight's not sharp enough, yeah, you might be hitting sooner than you think. They're just really nice brushes. So there you go. Yeah, man. What have I got here? Size 0, 2 size 1s, 2 zeros, 2 2s. Is that right? Oh no, 2 1s, 2 2s, a 0 and a 00. I'm really enjoying the 00. So there you go. Right, I'm waffling on with myself now. Thank you to you guys for listening. Go to painting tutorials where you can. I am thinking of cracking mine up going again, because one thing the world is missing is the basics. I am all about the basics. You get the basics nailed, everything else falls into place. Anyway, thank you for listening. Over and out.